So what are the books about? The books star a main character, Dr. Sasha Blake, and she's an archaeologist. In the first book, she's a student working on a dig site in Varna, Bulgaria, and an artefact goes missing from the site at the same time that the dig leader, Dr. David Thornton, a man that she's been having an affair with, also goes missing. He turns up dead, and the bronze box is nowhere to be found. She's determined to clear David Thornton's name because he's been suspected of stealing this artefact. And so when she is offered a job by an organisation called the Agency to find the box, she jumps at the chance. She is partnered with a ex-SAS officer called Tom Sheridan, who also happens to be a man from her own past as well. So their relationship is quite complicated and gets more and more convoluted throughout the series of books. Ultimately, they start to follow clues left behind by Dr. David Thornton that lead them towards the box. One of the clues that's left behind is a copy of a manuscript relating to the box. In the second novel, Solomon's Secrets, Sasha Blake is working at Bristol University, and it's about a year after the end of the first book, and Tom and Sasha's lives have gone separate ways. Sasha is offered some finance by a wealthy silk trader to locate the original manuscript that she's really keen to find, and also 4 rings related to it that all form part of the mystery of the box, and will start to explain some of the motivation behind David Thornton's actions before he was killed. So she ends up working with John Solomon, but it very quickly becomes apparent that there's more to him than meets the eye, and that he's hiding some pretty terrible secrets. As she starts to find out the truth about John Solomon and becomes a bit of a victim herself, her life collides once again with Tom Sheridan. He's trying to stop John Solomon, and ultimately she ends up working as a double agent for the agency to try and trap John Solomon before he traps them. So that's the premise of the book. And then the third and final book, Gabriel's Game, it all starts to wrap up at the end. We find out the true nature of the agency, their motivation, start to get to the bottom of the mystery around the bronze box and the manuscript, and Tom and Sasha's relationship gets a lot more complicated. So that's the series. The second book, as I say, Solomon's Secrets, is the one that I'm looking to publish at the moment. Gabriel's Game, I've just started, so that's going to be a little way off. I'd like to show you some images now of some of the locations within the book. Much of Solomon's Secrets is set in the city of Bristol, and so here's some images.